Hey folks, I'm Serious JG, and welcome back to Let's Play Dynasty Warriors 9. There's Zhao Yun, the famous guy who was beaten up by Cao Cao and Zhang He, and then even Sima Zhao 8 billion times over the course of history. I'm not sure what it is, if I'm just in a good mood today, or if I had a particularly fun last session, but I'm feeling really upbeat about playing Dynasty Warriors 9, whereas the last couple of times I've sat down to record, I had the sense it was a chore. I think actually switching characters away from Zhang He and his moveset to Sima Zhao, I mean, everything that's wrong with the game is still wrong with the game, but just getting away from that dumbass Wang Yuanji imported moveset Zhang He has, it feels nice. Even though I remember Wang Yuanji being one of my favorite characters in DW7. Yeah, so I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. But clearly in this game, Zhang He fights with Yuanji's moveset. Because she uses the same moves, but they're pretty clearly supposed to be hers, it feels like. Anyway, let's get on with the story, because I'm just excited about playing as Sima Zhao. Maybe just because the end is near.
However, he faces a counterattack by Sima Yi and dies at Wuzhang Plains before he is able to push his
Maybe
way
I'm just
through.
happy because Zhuge
Successor,
Liang's dead.
Jiang
That
Wei
seems
is left with no choice but to stabilize domestic affairs for a time.
Dead for hundreds of years.
Wu, who had joined Shu in an attack on Wei, was in similar circumstances.
And really just isn't going to be doing anything interesting for the rest
Troops
of the
and
game.
commoners were exhausted thanks to the continuous fighting, and time was required to restore Wu's strength. With the attack by Wu and Shu ending in failure, Wei has a moment of peace from attacking enemies.
The
However,
Wei's.
there was one enemy Wei had to deal with during this period.
Don't forget the enemy within, sunshine. The words of the great William Regal, right before he pimp slapped Sting. Seriously, go Google, I guess he was Steven Regal at the time. Go Google Steven Regal pimp slap Sting and watch it. It's pretty fucking crazy. Oh, that's right. So we were right in the middle of suppressing the Gongzung whichever rebellion. Some Gongzung or others rebelling. Is it worth fast traveling? Well, it's 3,000 whatever's away. But I'm just gonna. I kind of forgotten exactly where we were at the end of the last video, but now I know. And yeah, I don't know. I'm just like, I think it's actually fun playing as Sima Zhao, the like dumbass goofball son of Sima Yi. That's his Dynasty Warriors presentation. I don't know why I feel like I should be really sensitive to the feelings of a long-dead Chinese warlord, but the real Sima Zhao, I don't know how much resemblance he bears to the Dynasty Warriors incarnation, where he's like, he looks like Soiree Maeda from the King of the Fighters Maximum Impact series, and is renowned for being lazy and just kind of goofy, and is like dragged kicking and screaming into the role of unifying the land by his dad, and then his brother, and then his girlfriend. I guess I can't just ride straight when there's a big freaking cliff that I'm about to fall off of. Did I just like slam into... It sounded like I slammed into small dogs or something. Oh, wolves. Oh, I better turn my pack on the wolf pack, because it's my intention to end up with body bag. Yeah, I just kind of ran my horse into a couple of wolves. Oh. I don't know why I'm going to bother with this, other than to create a potential fast travel location in the future. I don't believe we will ever be anywhere near this place again once we deal with the Gongzungs. It's not like anything earlier in the game has ever brought us this far north. There's no story mode campaign where you get involved in the battles between the Gongzungs and like Yuan Shao or anything like that, so. Let's jump off Assassin's Creed style now. Oh, I've unveiled new things that I would have been able to see on my way here anyway. So Jiao Wei and Jiao Ba and Jiao Wei are going to go deal with the enemy vanguard, who for some reason are not at all involved with defending the actual castle, which is already being attacked by our parents. I got information about the area. It's great. Discovered licorice root, and I just realized I didn't really make a mental note of what time it was when I started the video.
Attack however you like.
I don't give a shit.
Reach the King of Yang.
The King of Nanzhong? Is that what you're talking about?
Alright, let's go take that area over there. Try and stop.
Try and stop us from taking that area over there.
Everyone prepare to defend this spot.
Defensive line means nothing to them. Retreat before it's too late.
Just because I beat you up doesn't mean your entire army needs to retreat, but I guess it does. What game do I think I'm playing here?
Damn it! I'm finished. King of Yang, please avenge me.
That was almost too easy.
Let me pick up some licorice in case I do end up playing as another character someday and their ultimate weapon requires lots of licorice to create.
Alright, we've broken down the enemy front line. Now it's time to begin the march to Xiangping.
In case, I should select like a warrior from Shu, turns out like Shu has Joey Ryan, and his weapon is a licorice popsicle that he takes out of his mouth and sticks on his opponents to distract them, that kind of thing. That's very likely to happen. As a matter of fact, it's almost guaranteed that in this game you can play as Joey Ryan and fight with the lollipop. We want to bet that that's going to happen in this game. So for whatever reason, I cared about that last activating a checkpoint, but I don't care about this one for whatever reason. Wait, where the hell am I? I'm going to ignore Liangdong because that's there, but there's nothing going on there story-wise. Oh, I've exhausted my horse. Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming in the next few months. I'll probably Let's Play that blind, just because I'll want to play it, and that will involve a lot of riding around the wilderness on horses. It'll probably involve less collecting licorice, but who knows?
To defend this area.
You're right, King
Resist
Yuan.
the enemy from within the castle, everyone. We
Oh,
must make this a test
Gongzong
of
Yuan.
stamina
He's like
and
what
let
happened
the
when
enemy out.
Gongzong Zan and Yuan Chao decided to stop fighting and start loving.
Capturing
Thanks
that
for
base
putting
will
up a fight,
weaken the
guys.
enemy greatly.
No, not this.
All units march.
Yeah, I want to focus on the assault captain game. That's clearly what's going on. There we go.
My castle. May the Sima clan be cursed for all eternity!
Well, I've taken the castle. Now it's time to deploy siege towers.
Xiangping has fallen. Victory is ours. Now we simply put an end to our foolish opponents.
No, I didn't get any power-ups from that guy because...
Gongsun Yuan's entire family is to be executed. I believe his brother is in Luoyang. Do not let him get away.
Oh, well, I guess we did have to go deal with another city. Anybody in the family going to
You
object?
really have to go that far, brother? I mean, it was Gongsun Huan who told us that his brother was likely planning a rebellion and advised us how best to handle it.
Well, yeah, but the family needs to stick together at
They may
SummerSlam.
not have any intention of rebelling now, Zhao. But if we allow their blood to remain, there will come a time when they resent what has happened to their family. We must snuff out any chance of that right now.
That little hat is cutting off the
If you
blood
say
flow.
so.
She, I see you have become quite merciless.
I'm into it.
I have ceded control to you, so I will refrain from criticizing your decisions. However, even if you
They're
are
fucking
in the
wrong.
right, a lack of mercy can lead to new problems.
So does his mother have anything to say about the fact that he's about to execute a whole
brother?
clan?
Even Father thinks you're overdoing it. Why don't you reconsider?
Shut the fuck up.
Father is right, certainly. But if I prove that my response to any uprising will be totally uncompromising, then fear will rule the day, and none will dare rebel.
I want to live in a country of fear.
A firm hand is needed to bring peace to this land. Was that not the policy of the previous emperor, Master Cao Pi?
Oh, he killed lots of
My
families.
lord husband, you said you would leave this to she, and now you are interfering.
Oh
in
wow,
his
she's got a
decisions.
bloodlust too.
And she? You're so terribly stubborn. Why must the men of this family always be like this?
I'll get all of you.
I think that's enough, Mother.
Shut the fuck up, bitch.
Are you saying we are alike? Fine. We shall see your plan through to the end.
Come on, Father, Brother, we've done our duty. I think it's time we headed back to Luoyang.
I'm really mad that Mother criticized us. I'm glad that you all teleported away to be replaced by generics. It's bad. Actually, Zheng Chenhua was kind of fun to play as, but you know, obviously, if we're playing as Sima Zhao, there will be no particular opportunity to play as her during this
Master
LP.
Sima Yi, you did well in dealing with Gong Sun Yuan.
Thanks for not murdering me. I'm not a
While you were
Gongsun,
gone,
so.
Our Imperial Highness's condition worsened, and he passed away.
Oops.
I see.
Guess I gave him too much poison.
That is most unfortunate. Master Cao Rue shared Master Cao Pi's great wisdom. This is a massive
shared
blow
one brain.
to Wei. Crown Prince Cao Feng is still quite young. I believe you have already heard from Master Cao Rue. But you and I are to serve as Master Cao Feng's advisors.
Wait, how do you know this if you're just now being told that
Yes,
Cao
I
Rui
was told
died?
as much.
Oh, man.
I wish to consult you on something. Shu has long stationed troops in Hangzhou, but they have begun to pull them out recently.
Well, it's because they no longer have a king there.
We have long been at war with Shu. Is this not an ideal opportunity to eliminate them for good?
Sure.
That is perhaps the most idiotic idea I have ever heard.
Wow. Jeez.
What?
The reason Shu pulled out their troops from Hanchong was to station them where it is easier to receive supplies. If we attack them now, we will incur heavy losses.
Yeah, but don't you at least take Hanzhong now that they're not there anymore?
It doesn't matter what you think, as I have already secured permission for this attack on Shu. You will do as you're told.
I'm Cao, you're Suma. There's no way that the Sumas will ever be more powerful than Cao, so fuck off. I don't know why I'm so foul-mouthed today. I am in a good mood. Mom, I'm still so mad.
Father, are we seriously going to war against Shu? We've only just put down an internal rebellion, and the East is still a long way from stability.
Shut up.
You are right, Zhao. However, this is the decision of Master Cao Shuang. He appears to have made the
And speaking of
arrangements
Shuang, looking good, Zhang Xuanhua.
Grand General, Master Cao Shuang.
I guess that's true.
Frankly, I can't see what we have to gain from attacking Shu right now.
Well, you could take over Hanzhong.
I think Master Cao Shuang simply desires to have a military achievement under his belt. Unlike Father, who has been appointed regent alongside him, he has little battlefield experience.
A military achievement? Why does it have to be military? Once the war is ended, battlefield feats won't mean a thing anyway.
We're gonna put the whole army to death and replace, like, you know.
I do not think
So
that
there's no
any
rebellions.
soldier
That's your
is
plan,
capable
isn't it?
of such foresight. I believe the reason he is pushing for this battle is to strip me of my authority.
Which is Zhang Chuanhua's job.
I am certain that he was manipulated by Master Cao Cao's adopted son, Master He Eon, and his followers. He used to be much more honest and straightforward.
Yan, you mean?
But father, if we do attack the way he wants, we will end up meeting the Shu forces at Mount Xingxi.
Which sucks.
That is a very difficult place to manipulate troops. With the inexperienced Master Cao Shuang in charge, we have little chance of victory. Should we not try and find a way to avoid this?
No, I don't care.
I agree with brother. I don't want to follow that idiot halfway up a mountain when I could be relaxing here in Luoyang instead.
Well, that's just you being lazy, of course.
I do not wish to participate in this pointless battle. But I cannot simply ignore Master Cao Shuang's orders.
This
I
rockin'
will
music
vote
really doesn't
to
match the
accompany
pace
you
of
to
this
Mount
conversation.
Xingxi.
You, Zhan Chuanhua, stay here, cook dinner or something. I mean, we really don't need my wife to be participating in battles, but what the hell. Particularly when your actual moveset from the prior games didn't make it over into Dynasty Warriors 9 anyway.
Master Sima Shi, I see.
Master Sima Si, I
I
see.
have heard of your exploits in defeating Gongsun Yuan. Fine work.
Now go
So,
get me a cup of coffee.
May I ask what business you have with me?
Go,
As the Grand General of the Wei
go
Army,
get your fucking
I am
shine
a little
box.
busy, you see.
If you will forgive me, my lord, I have one or two concerns regarding our formations for this battle which I would like to raise with you.
Raise up.
Concerns?
At the present moment, our forces are heavily weighted towards the front lines. If we sustain an attack from the rear, the frontline units will be dangerously isolated.
Uh-huh.
The area around Hanshang is replete with narrow alleyways and paths, and is made for surprise raids. I feel we should redistribute our forces towards the rear to guard against that. ...
That was the end of a sentence.
You Sima men are all alike.
With your
Your
constant
petty concerns and
victories.
tricky rhetoric. Forget about enemy raids. All we need do is defeat Shu before that happens.
Yeah, there's no way that plan's gonna fail.
But now you're just being unrealistic. You can't afford to underestimate the enemy like that.
The enemy being the Sima clan, you'll realize.
This battle is led by the mighty Cao clan. We will use our superior numbers to crush the enemy and win with honor. That's the way we do things.
That's how the Saos roll, bitch.
I will lead a unit on the front lines myself and raise our flag when we claim Hanzhong. You two can sit here and worry needlessly if you like.
Okay.
In other words, he has no particular plan, and simply intends to throw his forces against the enemies. If that's all it took to defeat Shu, better men than him would have done it long ago.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you're just trying to
Indeed.
praise your dad
I barely
indirectly
know
there.
what to say to such idiocy. But there is no need for us to behave as irresponsibly as him.
Let's go put our money in an IRA.
This may not be a battle we can win, but we can certainly do our best to keep casualties to a minimum.
Well, that's a nice positive attitude. Why don't you go tell the troops that? We're not going to win, but we'll try to kill as few of you as possible. So back us up.
Shu will be no match for me once I get into things. I think I'll begin by taking down Hongzhong.
Once I get into it, man. Once I get all warmed up. So, who are these guys? Zhugedan and Deng Ai. That looks like vampire guy there. There's Sima Shi, there's Xiao Ba. Looks like they're going to be taking on Jing Tsai. Guo Hua. I guess I'm just curious if Mom and Pops are actually in this one, because it sounded like Suma Yi was going to be involved, but Master Sniper's still available. I don't actually see them on the map anywhere. I guess if they start popping up, like, I believe if they're not actually a unit on the map somewhere, you won't hear the periodic, like, phrases, which for Suma Shi consistently Xiao consistently are one of them saying, you should try this hard all the time, son. Alright. Let's actually see what we can prevent the assault. We can secure provisions. Let's do these in order just to keep it simple. That one's pretty far away, so we'll actually fast travel. And we will fast travel to here, just in case it doesn't want us to fast travel directly into the town, and it chooses its own fast travel point for me that's just farther away. Yeah, so I don't know what time the video started, so I'm going to do something which I believe is Bobo's pet peeve in general, but particularly of me, which is never being willing to go slightly under half an hour and instead ending up shooting for half an hour and then ending up at like frickin' 45 minutes sometimes. So we're going to stop the reinforcements by defeating Fei Yi. We're going to jump right off a cliff in order to do it. Oh, I actually had an opportunity to surprise attack there, and I didn't take it. Like, I could have hit triangle and surprised this officer, because they didn't realize that I jumped off a cliff to attack them. That would have saved me, like, a whole second.
That was almost too easy.
All too easy. I guess this army in general is just not paying attention, because that time I actually did get a... Okay, can I please focus on this guy? Okay. Yep.
We won't be able to send any more reinforcements in now.
Since we're all dead.
Now I can finally go home.
Without finishing the battle, or even the game. So I don't want to go into that city, because that'll finish the overall battle. Oh, that's right. This is Hanzhong. It's mountain territory. I probably should be paying attention to these fast travel points. Considering that I seem to be completely stuck, I might not have a choice about paying attention to fast travel points. Let's teleport there. Sorry, horse. I got us both trapped in limbo. Don't worry. I can teleport us out, though. At some point, I figured out the button that lets you trot. Oh, there's the jump button. I was looking for that a minute ago, too. Yeah, trotting might not be a bad idea around this terrain I don't know very well. I say, and then immediately switch back to a gallop because I cannot see it just enough to know that I wasn't falling off a cliff there because I was already kind of at the bottom level, but... Well, which fancy pants metal are you? You're not metal at all. You are common lumber. Great. I found a cluster of common lumber. And... this was not worth stopping for at all. But I got some durable lumber. Okay, fine. Then I'm sliding down the mountain. Can we just get on with this? Ooh, it's rapidly evaporating here. Secure the provisions too. Electric boogaloo.
You will not pass this place with me here. Observe.
You will not pass this place with me here. You'll have to kill me before you'll be able to... Oh, I'm dead. What the hell is that?
They have broken through.
I'm running towards some kind of weird glitch in the space-time continuum, but I don't appear to be able to get to it, so...
Good. Now I can finally go home.
Oh, no, you don't, Sol Captain. For some reason, I've decided I'm going to kill you. Alright, I discovered the base of supplies, but I don't really care, so... So what's next on the missions here? Secure the provisions #1, which will help us to intrude at Hanzhong.
It is time to take the attack to the enemy. Forward!
Now, you could argue that the Suma clan are not as inclined to do their best and get really super cool victories going here if Cao Shuang is going to get credit. Cao Shuang, whatever his name is. Although I think in the novel they do make it clear that Cao Shuang's an idiot, not that the Sumas like undermined him directly at this point.
Everyone to march. We're taking over that
It's
area.
Dookie! Count Dookie. That's an unfortunate name for him. I mean, it's got to be rough being named Dookie. For anyone listening who is not a native English-speaking American, Dookie is a slang term for feces. Possibly in Canada and the UK as well. I don't know. I don't know if I'm supposed to kill you for this this mission or not, Lumin, but
Pincer the way forces.
Pincer. I like the sound of that.
A pincer attack? Help! Anyone! Help!
I didn't get to do all the other missions. I was thinking the other day about what I liked so much about Dynasty Warriors 5 that's gradually gone away in all the sequels. And I think when I first played Dynasty Warriors 5, a big part of what was going on was you don't start the game with any horses. There's only 4 horses in that game, and to unlock any of them, you have to do like specific deeds, and the game doesn't tell you exactly what they are. So I had to look them up in GameFAQs or something. But and I think what I've eventually realized is that getting a horse really undermines the tension of the game, because you can zip back and forth between objectives, whereas when you're on foot, I was tending to kill people as I went, and I just remember I would want to leave aside 40 to 50 minutes to do a mission of Dynasty Warriors 5, which you don't always have that much time on your hands, but it just felt like a much bigger deal to win any individual battle in that game to me than it does in any of the later games, where you always have a horse and you can kind of fail quickly or succeed quickly. Whereas in Dynasty Warriors 5, it felt like this prolonged thing where you had to be at the top of your game. I mean, some of it was just in my head, but you had to be at the top of your game the whole time, or else. I want to interim save here. That's another thing that's a big difference between this game and Dynasty Warriors. Like, Dynasty Warriors 5 would, particularly on the, like, you could only interim save a certain specific number of times, and on the highest difficulty level you weren't allowed to interim save at all, which really created a lot more tension than, oh, I think I just saved Cao Shuang. That was my whole thing. I was going to save in case I couldn't figure out how to get to him and help him.
Now I can finally go home.
Zhao, why don't you try this hard all the time?
Okay, we actually did just save him, so everything's fine. So I guess these 2 missions that I did were what undercut defeat Jiang Wei, who is blocking the path to Hanzhong. I think they're part of what was you're supposed to do to stop him from getting attacked. Uh-oh, JG. There's a cliff. What are you guys, bandits or animals? I wasn't even thinking they're bandits. They're like, you know what we're going to do? We're going to get right in the big middle of a battle between two major kingdoms and just try to, you know, rob them. So I guess this like, tear in the space-time continuum I'm occasionally finding here and now trying to attack is a screwed-up rain effect, like a glitched-out rain effect, maybe? I'm not sure. Why are these base captains so high level, I wonder? It's making me curious enough to actually want to fight and take over the space. I would normally just ride right through and ignore. And that's another thing. Dynasty Warriors 5, the temptation to go right through and ignore something like this was almost never present because, like, bases would impact your allies. And you could lose, particularly when you didn't have a horse and you couldn't, like, instantly go to any place where people were struggling and rescue them. You had to actually do things to make sure the overall battle was going right.
Try and stop.
Captured an important base, which is just not really a thing in any of the later DW games I've played. Because even though you can unlock better horses like Red Hair, which really breaks the game, you start out with a horse of, you know, it's a horse. It's not. Doesn't allow you to run over enemies with ease or anything like that, but it does allow you to just zip around the map. Anyways, we captured an important base. This base is really neat.
Our help is being requested. We must assist.
Let's take out Mahjong first, just because he's got a name and all. Damn it, Jiang Wei. Your action pose interfered with my kill. Which I still got. It just took very slightly longer.
The enemy is inside our camp. Master Wan Ping. I'm sorry.
You're so ugly. Ho 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 ho. Okay, let's surf you to death, Jiang Wei.
I do not think I could fight on. I wanted to prevent the
It's
enemy
a
reaching
Huan.
Mahjong at all costs, but
It's one of the many Huans. It's just a
almost too
Huan.
easy.
And he's trying to run away. And just for the heck of it.
Now I can finally go home.
Well, that intrusion didn't last that long. I guess all that's left now... Oh, we can prevent the assault. By taking out Jing Sai and Wang Ling. Always fun to take out Jing Sai and Wan Ling, so let's do that. Okay, which way am I supposed to be going? Little arrow path. Let's figure this out. Okay, got it. Run over some bandits. Ride by some allied troops. Head up the side of the mountain for no particular reason. Just that eventually we can slide down it. Oh, you know what? It's probably time to call it a video. Let's see where we're at here on the timer, because I can't actually see. And yeah, we're a little bit over the 30 minutes, so it's a good time to call it. When we come back, we're going to take out Jing Sai. I think it's at Wang Ping, and we're going to prevent an assault, which I would imagine is already happening. And after that, we'll just win the battle of whichever one this is. I think it's Wei's fail. Like, the plot is going to pull back any gains we get because we're not supposed to win here, but it's only a matter of time before we get rid of all those foolish sows who stand in our way. I'm the Mysterious JG. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time. Bye-bye.